Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Tangent Show here on YouTube. This is for episode 41, and it's for December 5th. We are in December finally. Thank God. The year's almost over. Welcome. It's Brooks. I'm Greg. We're here to talk about some games and play some games again. It's back from the holidays. Well, Thanksgiving and Black Friday and every other thing. I know I had that pointed at me. I didn't think you would notice. But we had a long time. Well, you had a longer time than I had off. I had 2 days off. You had like, what, a month?
Yeah, right. That was like the first time I haven't been. Why did everybody say that? They were like, I'm gone for like more than 1 day. And people are like, are you okay? Like, you're never gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Brooks might be dead. We don't know. Nah, he's fine. Baltimore, what's up, man?
I got sick a little bit before the holiday. Right, so it was quiet in here, so there was no use in ripping myself down trying to get into the office and maybe get somebody else sick or whatever. So.
That's true. Yeah, Fixstar, welcome. Everybody's here. I am stealing all the spotlight. It's not that hard. He's more like the albatross, like I said the last time.
Well, terminology is, I think you're cloak and I'm dagger.
Something like that.
Right?
Yeah. Waiting to stab in the back. No, it's been good to have him back, and yeah, we had a couple good days off. I mean, Thanksgiving went all right for me. I don't know for you. You guys did it at the house.
It was mellow. Nothing terribly exciting. I wasn't feeling very good, so I didn't go out of town or.
You didn't go shopping on Friday or anything like that at all.
I don't go shopping on that Friday, anyways. Really.
Yeah.
So I kind of was just sort of hunkered down and played some games.
Yeah. Well, you played Jedi Fallen Order, right? That's what you were working on? For a bit.
I tried.
Yeah, for a bit. I finally got a little bit... Oh, you're finishing up work right now. You got a new job, didn't you, Baltimore? He just started a new one. So that's why he's a little late. He was under the weather as well. I'm sorry to hear that, man. We ended up just hanging at the house. My wife's friend came up with her son. Played a lot of games. Howie was playing Fallen Order. So he was kind of running the Jedi trials or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
It looked fun, right? I know what you'd said, like it's kind of questionable.
Oh, I'm not a particular Star Wars fan, so I imagine if you're into Star Wars, it's like one of the best Star Wars games ever made.
Yeah. No worries, Baltimore. Lurk away, man. We'll talk to you once you're off. We know how that is. Is Howie liking Fallen Order? Yes. Howie likes it. He's a fan of Star Wars, and he likes the game. He's not a fan of let's just say this. He never really cared for Dark Souls, Bloodborne style games.
Right.
This game is somewhat in that wheelhouse.
Yep.
So I'm impressed that he actually has enjoyed it. Like he's been having fun with it. So I think he was going to try to beat it this weekend, or at least get a little bit further, right? He started then and had schoolwork and all that stuff.
Probably doesn't help that I'm still kind of on like Death Stranding hangover or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I just kind of like...
I'm still enjoying the Death Stranding world.
Yeah, dude, I wish I was still playing.
I had not beat it yet. I think I'm only on episode 5.
Like 5, yeah.
And I'm like, Bridges level like 256 or something like that.
You're above where I was when I finished the game.
Yeah.
I was at like I finished at like 2.
I've just
like
been lugging
or
stuff left and right, man. Taking everybody's stuff with me and then stopping and taking everybody's stuff back.
It warms my heart that you liked the game because you were the person that I thought was gonna dislike it the most. So.
Oh, I don't know why. I mean, I think that the game it's done well, and I told you, like...
Just after for so long of all those trailers, and you were like, dude, like, I just want to play, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that's kind of one of those things. I kind of like, I don't need to be sold on it any longer.
Right.
We'll buy it, just making sure it's a good game kind of thing. You know, it's kind of funny. I know Baltimore knows this YouTuber. His name's Boogie2988. I was telling you about that. He put up I don't think he intentionally was trolling anybody, but I know he was trying to go for clicks, right? Or replies. He was trying to get that type of stuff up. So it was a voting poll of like the top game of 2019, and he had like Borderlands 3 and Resident Evil 2 remake, and you know,
Outer Worlds and Control,
Outer Worlds,
and blah blah blah.
No Death Stranding on there. Then he's like, comment on games that I missed, And like you hit the comment button, it was Death Stranding, Death Stranding, Death Stranding, like literally 16,000 replies. Right. So I think that the game received well across the board. I think, yes, I saw some of the weird things, like IGN Europe gave it a 9.9 or whatever, and then like IGN US was 5,
6.8 or whatever.
So I think the game did fairly well, and
it was one of my favorite games that came out this year.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really good. But we have more games coming out this year. Surprisingly, there's still games coming out. 2 of them, we're going to talk about those. Let's flip over to news. I guess I should talk about that. I did go out on Black Friday, and I did go find some stuff. Went down. I'm going to plug a company. Nobody cares about this one probably because it's more local to Seattle or Washington. But went down to Double Jump Video Games.
Right.
Double Jump Games.
Down in Vancouver.
Down in Vancouver, Washington. Really cool store, man. Like they do it right. 2 really nice people that own the store. The guy's name is Cooper and his girlfriend's name is Abby. And his YouTube is Sick Cooper, SICCOOPER.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. And he does like just vlogs of running a store. If you want to know how to run a video game store, or like how that he makes a video game store run today, retro game store survive, check out his YouTube channel. It's quite impressive. Like the ends that he goes to keep the store running in a market that like is driven by digital being the growth, right, kind of market. So it's kind of an interesting it's an interesting show to watch that he puts on. He does it daily, which is ridiculous. But he talks about it all. But I went down and saw their store. It was really nice. They do a great job. They have all the great games. I bought a couple games from them.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
And then I bought a couple more even afterwards online because they don't have a website. They do it through Facebook or through like they were actually. I showed you the other day. They were running some live stream where they were like doing the knife sales show like on QVC. And I ended up buying like a bunch of. I got into SquareSoft games over the holidays. Like even before that, I was getting into like PS1 SquareSoft games, and I've been buying these things. And they had like Air Guys, and they had what was the other game? Air Guys and Parasite Eve.
You bought like a fighting game and Parasite Eve. Yeah.
And in good condition, great condition for PS1 games, so I had to buy them. And I bought them on their QVC show. And then they're shipping them up here. It's kind of funny that that's how they're doing it. Like they don't have an actual website that you can go in, but it's too hard. I mean, they're one store owned by 2 people, 1 person, 2 people work there, 3 people maybe, and like they have to like go and find games all over the world. It's kind of crazy. Always wanted to start a retro game store, internet cafe type thing. Oh yeah, it's definitely on my list of priorities when I'm like 75. And can retire. Maybe.
Yeah, well, when I was let's see, when I was like
it's interesting.
When I was 16, so when I was 15 and a half or whatever,
put it in there.
I worked at they were called Babbage's at the time, but they were all under the Babbage's and Funko Land.
This is when it wasn't just GameStop; it was Babbage's, Software, etc., Funko Land. Yeah.
And after that, I briefly, for about a year, I worked at a LAN center that was called LANWorks.
Yeah,
it was down the street
where it was video game. Like you could go in like LAN, like a LAN system.
It was like 64 computers all linked up.
Yeah,
it was a pretty chill job to have when you were 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
So
here's his. I'm just dropping it into chat. This is the guy I was talking about. If you want to find out anything about that, you can check that out. But I bought some games there. I actually did on my channel, on the channel that Baltimore and I are on. We did a weekly pickups video from there of like all the games I bought like on that day, and so it was kind of a cool weekend. My wife went down with me, so she doesn't get involved in video games too much, but because it was Black Friday, it was ridiculous. Like the trick about Oregon and Washington is if you live in Vancouver, Washington, you pay no tax for state taxes, like on your employment, your money, or anything you get paid. And you just drive 1 mile over the river.
Right.
You're in Oregon, and there's this huge shopping complex, surprisingly built, perfectly right off the highway, the first exit, and you pay no sales tax in Oregon. So, literally, those people in Vancouver, Washington, have the best of all worlds. They only pay federal tax.
Yep.
That's all they pay, guaranteed. So you live down there.
And
it's,
they pull the
awesome
PO
thing.
box scheme for their cars.
Exactly.
PO box over in Montana, exactly. So they're not paying the licensing fees on that.
It is amazing. It's amazing. There's people down there. So we went over the border into Oregon. It was ridiculous. We got into the parking lot of this mega shopping complex. It's like an outdoor. It's not like a mall you go into. It's like an outdoor thing. We were just trying to get the Best Buy to get like 2 things that I bought. To get through the parking lot, which is no more than like a quarter of a mile
blocks
long,
or whatever,
right, or something like that. It took us 50 or 60 minutes just to get to a parking spot from the time we hit the parking lot.
You just explained why I don't go shopping on this day.
That's. I agree. When we got to that point, I'm like, oh my God, can we get out of here anyway? Because this is not even worth it. I'll forget what I bought. But we couldn't. So we just, we went through and did that. But it was kind of fun. So that was Black Friday. And then the weekend, we just kind of stayed at the house. Didn't do anything.
Cool.
So let's get into news. Sorry, that was just a diversion. But I wanted to talk about that guy's channel and his store and all that. Because he actually has a really amazing store. And they're just really genuinely nice people. I was shocked. They're not YouTubers that build off of controversy. Mm-hmm. It's not about like, oh, you have to, everything has to be bad. No, everything's actually pretty, he tries to be pretty positive.
He could have been the proud owner of a Nintendo fiber optic.
Exactly. That's another thing where it like loops back around. He had the chance. News is right here, but we'll bring us on it too. Halo Reach just launched, not on Microsoft Store, on Steam. So all the Halo.
I remember playing this when it came out.
Oh, I know. This is not. This was a huge deal to people, but this was not a big deal to me. We played this a decade ago on the 360.
Right.
I think it's a good game. Actually, it's probably one of the better Halo games.
Yeah, and I mean, if you were really looking to scratch that Halo itch, there's another game called Destiny that's basically the same.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's exactly what you've got, except there's live players with you. Halo, I think the first one to go onto Steam was outside of that mobile thing that they did, that Halo Sparta thing, was the Halo Collection, which launched on the Xbox One maybe about 5 years ago. And it had been on Microsoft's Windows Store. They just put that onto Steam, and then this just launched onto Steam 2 days ago? Yesterday? Something to that effect. It's remastered for Master Chief Collection, I think. Yeah, well, the thing about it, when I want to say it was Sarah and I played the Halo Collection right when it came out on Xbox One. Mm-hmm. If you did that, you got a free copy of Reach, and you got a remastered version of ODST.
Okay.
So you got the 360 version of Reach for free, and then you got ODST or something like that remastered. So this one is to Baltimore's point, the remastered version of Reach, which, I mean, there's definitely a huge difference between Halo and remastered Halo.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
There really wasn't a lot of difference between like Halo 4 and remastered Halo 4. Right? Like there wasn't a remaster, just the one. I'm not sure what this looks like. I'm interested to check it out, but I don't know if I want to buy the Halo Collection again on PC. I bought that enough.
I feel like I've played enough Halo, right? That's kind of where I fall into.
Halo 5, it wasn't the greatest play. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't the greatest thing.
Because it was, let's see, it would have been. Because by 5,
that's what it was.
5 and Reach were 343.
343, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Baltimore made a point that this is part of the Master Collection. When the Master Collection launched on Steam, it didn't have this game, so this was just added to the Master Collection. But they kind of treated it like it was the new thing to talk about, but it was part of that Master Collection.
Got it.
Yeah. So everybody's excited. I could see everybody being excited to have their complete game that they bought. Yeah, that's part of excitement. Yes, I could see that. But hey, good for them. I'm glad that
No, definitely.
they've made it a little bit more available, because trying to hide it all in the Windows Store kind of seems like a bad move for them just in general. Like they have a lot of casual players on the Windows Store from what I understand, but they've been really pushing it with that unlimited play.
Right.
The Game Pass for PC, so the $4.99 thing. So hopefully they're getting more traction, and getting this over to Steam is probably not a bad idea, because you can kind of point like, hey, you get it for free over on the other side if you go there. No, not a bad thing. The next game that launched, everybody's been waiting for, I think Control Tab to move forward, is Red Dead 2. Now on Steam. One month after it was available on Epic, Rockstar Social Club, and
Humble.
Maybe GOG and Humble?
I think it was...
Humble was just selling the codes for social media,
Okay.
But I think GOG is also... No, you know what? It's not on GOG. That's right. It's not on GOG. So, I want to play this. I want to try it. I just don't know if I want to spend another $60 right now, or $99 if you want the highest end kind of thing, right?
I want to see it. I loved this game. Once I beat all 107 missions, I don't have to go redo that again. It's a really it's a long game. It's a commitment to finish this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 100-hour game. Right. Well, 60-hour game.
Oh.
If you want to get through all of it, it's a 100-hour game. It's basically like 100 or an hour per mission. Essentially, is how it breaks.
And then, I mean, you've got the cutscenes in it. I loved this game. This game was great. So
is it as good as Death Stranding?
Oh, it's two totally different things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as unique. Oh,
no.
I'll say that, right? It's probably their most realistic game that they've made.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not jumping Ferraris off of bridges, landing on cars.
Yeah,
car on a boat.
Just everything's really methodical in the game. Everything from getting off of your horse to grabbing your weapons.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that. It's open world. Even the fast travel system, it's not multi-directional fast travel. You can't just beam. It's dude, if you want to go across, you're getting on the horse.
Yep.
And you're running.
You're gonna go somewhere specific.
It's got some of those survival light mechanics to it. So it's a really polished game. I would love to. I probably won't buy it. I would love to see this thing just ultra cranked all the way to the right. And see what it looks
I would like to see that. Because that's really just more curiosity.
Because it already looks incredible. So I imagine it looks.
It'll be the same thing when Death Stranding launches on Steam or PC next spring? The spring
June
coming
or whatever.
Something
summer,
to that effect. And obviously, it's the same thing if you want to see any game
Right.
You get those ray tracing, you get the right card, you get all the stuff to the right. Yeah, it's nice. And if you like westerns, that's a good point, Baltimore. It is fun if you like westerns.
And even if you, because I do not like westerns, and even if you don't, it's a really epic game. And I don't throw that word around all that often.
Yeah.
It really is a grand
open world
western, type of thing, right? It's, Rockstar at the top of their game as usual.
Yeah. The online play, it's getting better as far as I know. And, they've always had that where you kind of start out and it's and nobody's really impressed. But then 5 years later, they've got it to where it's a well-oiled machine just cranking out cash and things to do. And, I'm imagining that Red Dead Online will just continue to build upon what it's got.
I've always wondered if Red Dead Online would eventually become a free game. That's always what it kind of talked.
The Red Dead Online seems to be. Yeah, and that's kind of what they're doing with GTA Online, right? You can get the Premier Edition that has all that stuff, and usually it's $15 on sale now.
Right.
So, I mean, really, you get some kind of shark money with it. So you're kind of basically paying the shark money or whatever it is. And that's really all you're buying. The game they're giving away for free at this point.
I'm really, and this isn't to take away from the fact that it came out on Steam. Rumors are thick that we will know more about their next game sooner rather than later.
Correct. Yeah.
And I will really look forward to see what they do.
Yeah. well, I guess we could have thought we didn't put this in, but there was another rumored game that we'll talk about at the end of the stream. We'll cover that right here at the end. But speaking of open world games, there was an article put out, the top 10 games of all time based upon Metacritic. The top 10 open world games of all time.
Right.
I thought we'd walk through those really quick. Mm-hmm. And we already looked at it, so it's kind of interesting, but we can talk about it briefly.
I saw this one, and then I was looking at my laptop, so I wasn't really paying attention until we got to the very end of the list.
Far Cry 3 made it into number 10. Now, this is all based on Metacritic scores, so that is all it's based on. Yeah. So the last one will surprise you. It surprised us.
And re-releases don't count.
Correct.
Right.
This is straight up the original Far Cry 3, not the remastered version or whatever. Right. Whatever. What did they do? They did it for the PS4. They just upped the resolution or something like that.
Like an enhanced edition.
Yeah, enhanced edition. That's what they called that. But yeah, crazy villain, wild open island. You could bungee jump. You could skydive. You could do all that stuff in this. Good story. Lots of places you can go. I kind of think Far Cry 5 is a little bit more open, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, if you had told me one of the Far Cry games made the list, I would have believed you, and I promptly would have not guessed 3.
I wouldn't have guessed 3 either,
right.
But I do know that a lot of people really like 3.
Okay.
So, I take it this might have been at the height of the franchise. That's how 3 is done so well, and that's why it's got so much.
Well, because the hook of the first 2 Far Cry games was was the draw distance. You could see really far, and then it was Far Cry 2, double the draw distance or whatever, and then
you could go anywhere.
Yeah,
in Far Cry 2. I remember that with the blood diamonds or whatever you were after in South Africa and all that stuff. Yeah, getting malaria.
Okay, so what do we got for 9?
So number 9, Horizon Zero Dawn. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Horizon's a good game. Got Aloy there with the robots. It's even so good it made it into Death Stranding. You even see Aloy as some of the, what do they call it, holograms? And then
you can also get a long neck in the game.
A long neck or whatever. Well. Yeah, they're walking around, but they're just holograms in the game. It's it's more of an homage to the skill that Horizon Dawn put into their product.
Yeah, well, and Guerrilla worked closely on him. It was Guerrilla's engine.
That's true. Guerrilla helped
made
them.
The game. Yeah. So, and once the credits roll, there's kind of some back and forth on guest designers and Guerrilla's executive team. They're all appear in the game one way or another, and
If you like stories, Fixstar, and you have a PS4, Horizon Zero Dawn is so cheap now. It's $9.99. It's the greatest hits. $19.99, but when it's on sale, it's $9.99.
This was one of my favorite games of the year. It came out. This game's excellent.
Yeah, this game's excellent, and it's got a good story, and it's completely unique because it takes place in a digital prehistoric kind of world. It's crazy.
The robot dinosaurs it's a fun little combat system they made where you kind of pick them apart, exactly. Reverse Legos or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was that's number 9. Number 8, I was kind of surprised, really. Assassin's Creed 2. I didn't think Assassin's Creed 2 was at the level of Black Flag. Black Flag is a real open world. You go and you get on that ship and you start going and you can dive into the ocean. You can keep going wherever you want. I don't know. It's a much better game to me. Black Flag is.
I haven't been a very big Assassin's Creed fan, so I'll just kind of let that one slide today.
Yeah, Black Flag to me, that's the Assassin's Creed 4, is the height of the franchise.
Oh, we've talked about
even
this.
Odyssey and even the one in Greece or whatever. It's no wait, Greece was Odyssey. The other one was Origin, the one where it was in Egypt. I know they're good games, but Black Flag was to me. I like Pirates. I don't know. Maybe that's it. So. Number 7, I like Fallout 3. I got you to play Fallout 3. Mm-hmm. Right? That was it's a game based off of Interplay's original IP.
Well, I actually played New Vegas first and all the DLC, and then I went backwards.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I was already on to New Vegas.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then you went back and played Fallout 3.
Yeah. And then because I had done all the games and all the DLCs in a row.
Yeah. And that was kind of the nice thing, right? when you played both Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, everything was available.
Right.
Like, you basically spent 60 hours each, and then...
I had, like, all 4 or 5 DLCs for both games.
Yeah, which is kind of a cool way to do that. But Halo 3, or Fallout 3, looks and appeals to me out of all of the Fallouts, because I like Washington, D.C. a lot.
I agree. Yeah.
I think it's really creative and unique, and, you know, with the alternative... history that they used to kind of bring to life like the Fallout universe, they still maintained like Abraham Lincoln was the president. You know, there was still a line up until the point of like where the timeline diverts.
I like the setting of 3.
And you get a chance to play around with it.
Of 3 in New Vegas more than I like the setting of 4 and 76. Just from a purely setting standpoint, I think you could do more fun things. Just with whether it's like the themes of the story or like the locations you go to, because it's like you're in Washington, D.C., the place where kind of our nuclear arsenal would be controlled from. So there's a lot of, it all kind of makes sense.
Correct. Yeah, right? yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
So, it's a fantastic game. I can see where it comes in. But I would probably put it higher on my list. I think it was a little bit better than some of the other ones in terms of the open world size. So that was 5, 6, 7. So we're on to 6. Minecraft, which we just had like a slight discussion about this. I don't tend to think that Minecraft is an open world game.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never played Minecraft before.
Ever?
No.
Oh wow. You have to try it.
I've like owned it on platforms, and I've like turned on the game and I ran around, and then I turned the game off.
I would think you'd have to try it. The reason why I don't think it's an open world game, or at least on the level of everything that they're discussing here, is because it's really because there's no story in it. There's a story in it, but it's such a weird story that it's not like all these side quests and everything else. At least when I played, let's just say that. There's not like all this other stuff that goes into leading you to go play the game in other ways.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. I'm not the biggest Minecraft fan, at least in terms of the story. To build things, to do all that stuff, it's amazing. 5 was The Witcher Wild Hunt.
Sure.
Kind of thought this would be a little bit higher because the game's really phenomenal. It's quite impressive to see the game being played. And I know you're not necessarily the biggest fan of high fantasy kind of thing.
Right.
I'm not really a high fantasy fan either, but something about this one just, I don't know. Witcher 2 was really good. Witcher 1 was, I don't really care for it. You
can say Witcher 1 wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was a totally different style of game,
right.
But it was the same style of game. It was still an RPG, but it was a different style of game. I think that this game is far more open world in terms of truly an open world experience.
Oh, most certainly.
So was 2, and it's really, you can do anything in the game. It's almost like Skyrim. Mm-hmm. Like, you can do anything that you want in the game.
Right.
Right? And I think that that's another big factor in open world games, is not limiting you down to like specifics, right? That you're allowed to go here, you're allowed to go there, you're allowed to swim under the water. You know, those are big factors. And Assassin's Creed 2, that's one of my complaints, is like the guy drowned when he got to the water. So I don't understand like where it gets.
He can jump off of skyscrapers into barrels of hay,
but,
and then he falls in the pond, and next thing you know.
Yeah, you know, now you're done for. You done stepped in the wrong puddle. Okay, 4. We just spoke about Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Again, high fantasy, probably not in the wheelhouse of what you're looking for. But still, you know, built on the same engine that Fallout New Vegas was? Or Fallout 4 is built on the Skyrim engine. I think it's Fallout 4 is built on Skyrim.
Something along those
Something
lines.
to that effect. Fantastic game. It's not perfect, but it's close in terms of like everything you can do, the story, the weight of like the DLCs that they added in and all that stuff. It's really, really, really solid. So that was 4-3. I don't know. I mean, Zelda Breath of the Wild, amazing game for Nintendo. Being the number 3 open world game ever. I think it's a little tough sell because it seemed empty, to your point.
I really liked this game. I had a good time playing this game. I think there's a couple things about it that make it a little... It's a very big world, but there's a lot of... I feel like there's a lot of emptiness between things.
Yeah.
Right? Or like the fact that you got to go farm like 10,000 rupees for the last fairy.
Yep.
Again, I don't know. I just played snow bowling for like a day and a half and did it, right? But I did, in this, what I remember most is I really liked the dungeons. I thought the dungeon design was fun.
Yeah, the dungeon design was really solid.
Yeah, I had a good time with this. It's not my favorite Zelda game.
Yeah, I think mine is still Twilight Princess.
Okay.
And I know yours is what, Majora's Mask?
Yeah, one of the N64 ones.
One of the N64, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like this one, but again, I think it could have shifted some places on that list of open world. It could still be, it's still in the top 10, but it's like, it's basically The Witcher.
Right.
And The Witcher is a better game.
Right.
So, well, let's say this. The Witcher is maybe a better game in terms of like, it's a full game. It's not a full game. It's a very complex game.
Oh, definitely.
This is not complex, but still has challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe that's why it gets a little bit better, score here. Zelda is pretty cool. It is. It's not a bad game, Fixstar. Number 2, Rockstar Red Dead Redemption 2. We talked about this. It is an amazing open world. Now seeing that this is number 2, the question is like, what's number 1? And in our,
I was certain I knew it number 1.
I was too. I think we were both thinking GTA 5.
Yeah.
GTA 5 is probably the epitome. For it not even to make this list is weird.
And I think I know why. Because I think it's pulling... You can only have one game in the franchise. Because, like, for example, like, Ocarina of Time...
That's true. Yeah,
is like one
true.
point away from Breath of the Wild up. So I don't really fully understand how they got to the list. So I think you can only have one game per franchise.
I can see that. That makes more sense.
Or else this would just be Rockstar
right,
for the
first, like, 5. Well, the number 1 game is Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 4. This is what kind of threw me. I thought for sure Grand Theft Auto 5 it's a better game to me. It's a fuller game.
Yep. In
terms of like the multiplayer is there, like the whole world is there, like you have multiple people you're playing as. The story is like twice as long, I think.
I will say that I might argue that your jump from 3 to 4 is bigger than your jump from 4 to 5. Just like kind of visually.
Yeah.
Just sort of the complexity of the city. This felt like a city. The other games, you were still on, we're talking PS2, Xbox days, right? So buildings were kind of gray square boxes still.
Yeah, they weren't really that impressive. That's true.
Some of the things they added to 5 that really makes me like 5 a lot is things like you could heist with your friends. Stuff that just like we weren't quite there yet.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I can see that.
So that would be my one reasoning as to how this could have bumped 5. That the jump from 3 to 4
was far more of a impactful.
But then I could say the same thing where I go look at the jump in tech from these to their next games that came out on this platform, and it just sort of makes me wonder how do you raise the bar on Red Dead 2? Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. is definitely going to be interesting
You
to
can
see
what
where it
you
goes.
can walk into every house, every building.
I mean, you
know.
can pretty much do that in Red Dead Redemption 2.
You're pretty close.
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
It's harder to do with a city that houses like 1 million or 2 million people,
Right.
or 10 million or whatever they have. Like Los Santos, isn't it? No, Los Santos was 3. What is the city
San
that's in
Andreas.
5? San Andreas is 5.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
San Andreas is 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 San Andreas or whatever. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It was off the third game's platform.
Yeah, 3 starts in like Liberty City or whatever.
What is the name of the city in 5 though? Is it Los Santos or?
Yeah, I thought it was this. It's still California.
It is in California, yeah, but it's like close to San Andreas, but not San Andreas.
Yeah, I would have to pull up
Something
what the
like
actual
that.
city is. Sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, there you have millions of doors, right? Like, can you get everybody into that? Yeah.
Right.
A little bit tougher to do that. Western, not as many people. Let's jump into some games. We went really long on news because we hadn't talked about it for a while.
Right.
Caught up, but we were going to play 2 games tonight. One being Children of Morta, which is a very cool game. I like that game. I actually had a chance to play a little bit more. You're going to play that. That's going to be at the end. I'm going to play a little bit of State of Mind, which is a newer game that we got from our partner Daedalic.
Yep.
And we're going to check that out. This is actually on the WildTangent storefront.
You can try it for free.
And you can try it for free. Yep. So I'm going to put the link into chat before we even start. Let's flip over to the game. And this way, if anybody wants to try it, you can go ahead and start downloading it now. And it's a 30-minute free trial. So you get a little bit of the game. You get a chance to see a lot of it. Or a lot of, like, at least through the tutorial. Where did my chat window go now? There it is. So here's the link for the game on our platform. And then we'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll jump into Children of Morta. We'll try to get at least 45 minutes in on Children of Morta.
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's a nice roguelite. It's actually really good design. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to drop... Let's just go ahead and full screen this for a bit.
You know, I was surprised that we hadn't published that to the front page yet when I saw that here a week ago.
Which
when I
one?
threw it up for Tuesday. Children of Morta.
It's on the carousel right now.
Yeah, I was just saying last week when we were kind of going through, I just sort of like, I was like, huh. I was sort of surprised that we hadn't actually published it yet. So...
Yeah, it was a weird one. I mean, it's... I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking, like, let's find the right time to do that.
Okay.
Game uses autosaves. Are we, Oh, it just, like, lost my controller. Let's see. Click. There we go. Weren't we using the controller before?
I thought
Isn't
we
that
were.
how I was running this thing? Our computer. This is the problem. You come back from vacation... and everything decides to have its own ideas of how to run. Oh, now I think it's noticed the controller. Come on. Let's see if we can't tell it to like look for the controller. Gamepad. Do we have to enable gamepad? It's one of these things. Visual configuration. Right, game. Yeah, this is all correct. You know what? Give us 1 sec. We're gonna restart the game. I think because it was running in the background, I caused a problem here. 1 sec. Well, that's our Death Stranding running in the background. I forgot we had that up. Oh, you're on the train right now? Awesome, man. Okay, now let's see. There we go. I think it's working. Let me get us back over to the game. There. Yeah, we had this running in the background, and it gets a little wacky every once in a while. So now we'll get a chance to start and play a little bit of State of Mind. I thought this game reminded me of Deus Ex.
Definitely.
Like the look, right?
Yeah,
the
definitely.
look and feel. Obviously with a little cyberpunk as well. What are we about to play? We're going to play a little bit of State of Mind, Baltimore, which is going to be about 30 minutes. And then we'll jump into that Children of Morta, which is a roguelite. And I was saying earlier, before we had to restart the game, that this is the WildTangent version. Sorry, I'm playing the Steam version, but we have the same version. The link in chat is the WildTangent version, and you get to play it for 30 minutes for free. Yeah, it does. The geometry kind of thing makes it look like Deus Ex.
Yep. I mean,
there goes a Cybertruck.
It does take place in a cyberpunk world. Like, that's the setting of the game. So yeah.
Uh-oh. Look at that. Oh, the guards or the cops are robots. This definitely isn't, what was it, Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
Where the androids didn't hurt the humans?
Right.
Well, at least tried. It is a Cybertruck driver right there.
Well, I guess at least we know they come out in 20... What is it? This game takes place in 2048, I think?
Yeah, we don't have too much longer. There's kind of the Detroit angle where, like, the androids are taking the kids out to do things. The initiation chamber, or whatever this is, I don't know. It looks like the tubes that were in Futurama. Remember, they would get in the tube system and it would take them wherever they wanted to go in the city? Yeah, the sex bots, yep, everything.
Heart rate, high or low?
Now that's our hero, I think, right there.
Blood pressure,
Too high.
Blood pressure too high.
Too high.
James?
Your son is extraordinarily gifted.
Damn, where have I seen his face before?
That's Richard
Somebody's
Nolan.
seen the face.
He's with The Voice.
Obviously, he was not driving a Tesla.
Obviously.
That accident would never have happened with a self-driving car.
What's going on? Damn. Stabilizers, now!
I don't know about the robot stabbing you with a syringe.
Doing the bumpy ride? That was
Yeah,
a
he's
little
like-
dicey.
That's just waking up and having a bad day. That's all you're dealing with.
Nolan? See anything?
Richard, I can't see anything. Don't worry, your sight will return. Okay. So we're either after we've gone through and been stabbed in the neck, or this is prior to. Ah, the tutorial.
I'll create a
I don't know, can we skip any of this? Probably not, because it's going to do the whole, like, sight
try
test.
to concentrate your eye.
Around. Yeah, it looks nice.
Good.
Nope. I didn't really have to do anything, I just looked left to right.
We're gonna do some tests.
Oh, okay. So what year was it? Do we even have an idea?
2048.
2048? We'll go with that one. That is correct. Excellent. When I say a short sentence, you will ask a question. Okay? My eyes are blue, my hair is brown, my house is white.
Top.
Yeah.
Blue. Brown.
That's right. Can you tell me what happened? No. So it's almost the beginning of like New Vegas. Car accident? If the audio is a little too high, let us know. Because we, obviously getting back from our days off could have been adjusted or changed or something like that. Your eyes and your brain will have to get used to it again, okay?
Can you stand up?
Can you stand up?
Follow me to the table.
Please follow me. You're going to input your statistics. Let's see. Where's he want me to go? Oh. Oh, it just told me who he was. Let me stand back a little bit. He's identified as Timothy Kelly. He's in Berlin, neurologist. Okay. What are we doing here? Cognition test. This test will help you in your cognitive abilities. Please concentrate and follow the instructions given to you by the clinic personnel. Well, I'm just going to take and do whatever I want with it. I guess I passed.
Please follow me.
Or I just made him mad. Audio sounds good to you? Okay, thank you, Fixstar. Who is this? My son?
It's
Exactly.
his name.
What's his name? Jason?
Jason.
Carefully, okay? 50-50, James.
Very good.
Very good. That's my other son.
Here. You've already asked.
Already been asked about your family just now. Don't you remember that? Where is he?
It's just a test.
It's just Richard James.
I love him.
He's a good kid.
Of course you love him.
Of course you love him. You're his father. You get along well.
He's a good
Yeah,
kid.
he's a really good kid.
Do you know this person?
You know this person. I'm going to say the wife,
Yes.
Jennifer.
That's Jennifer.
No. We'll say no idea. You have to concentrate. Okay, it's just going to force us down the road.
That's your wife. Tracy.
That's your wife, Tracy.
Tell me about her.
What do you
Anything
mean?
about your wife.
Tell me about your wife. A memory story, anything.
Anything.
It's nighttime. We were joking around, and I took Tracy's hand. Keep going. The onboard systems were malfunctioning. It got colder. The windows got foggy.
Colder.
Told me that we were almost there. You know how long ago that was? What do you mean? This memory. How long ago was it? Oh. Remember this building, the voice. Oh, I hit the button too fast. Well, we got it right either way.
Exactly. I'm a specialist.
Specialist in
I write about technology.
technology, of course.
And how would you describe? Do you
Can't
know what
speed through it, or we would kind of zip through this to be able to get to the next
that
thing.
came fast? That's the standard.
It's like even checking me at these like points where he's talking. I can't
Right.
speed it.
Can I go back to?
Well, can I go back to work, doctor? We will wait and see. You suffer from amnestic confabulatory syndrome.
Home.
But when you're home, you will start to feel better.
Okay, Richard.
Okay, Richard, you're good to go. Just like that. Feel queasy. It will go away. Your memory will come back probably within the next few hours.
In the next few hours.
Perhaps not completely, but let's be patient.
Well,
Here's the good news. No. Well then, I wish you the best. So can I go? Of course, you've been given neurostabilizers. The problem, contact me. Okay.
contact me.
I don't remember where to go.
Yes.
You live at West Plaza, Mr. Nolan. The cab will take you home. The medic bot at the entrance will escort you to your home. Okay? Or to the cab, I guess. So it's a nice over-the-shoulder, kind of third-person perspective. Escort you downstairs. They don't even have the budget for wheelchairs. Remember when, I don't know, have you ever been to the hospital when they can't, like, let you out of the hospital unless you take a wheelchair? It's ridiculous.
No, I've never been in that spot where they wouldn't let me leave without one.
Well, they kind of force you to get in the wheelchair kind of thing. Like, just so you can get, it's a liability issue.
Okay.
I don't know. I just remember, like, my mother breaking her foot and they wouldn't let her, like, walk on crutches even though they gave her crutches, and as soon as she hit the door, she's on the crutches.
Right.
It's kind of ridiculous. Alright. Can we speed this up? Nope. Yep. The game runs at its own speed. You're at your destination. West Berlin Plaza. Your account's been charged 25 credits. I don't know if I'd want to live in the city like that. That's cool.
Valid nanoscan required. Mars, our future. By
Let's
being
go
a
to
Martian
Mars.
colonist on Red One. Interested? No more than 2 minutes.
This is definitely different than Daedalus' other styles of games, but it's still in the same wheelhouse of like story driven, you know what I mean? Thinking back, I'm like, well, they just released a new one, which we'll be getting Edna and Harvey Remastered Collection or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but those are the types of games that they do really well with. Heavy on the story.
Narrative. Right.
And this one seems to be just the same. Is everything okay, sir? Can I bring you anything? Tracy. It's very much Detroit. Like, it reminds me of like Detroit, but just in a different design.
Definitely.
Right. Message box received. Okay, let's see. Medical center.
Not now.
Messages received. It doesn't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Lydia. Oh, we can't hear it. We can read at least the text.
Something happened.
Something happened. Be concerned. Call me, please.
In New York.
Funny, okay. Pick up now. Okay, one more from her, probably hysterical. I do something wrong. At least let's talk about it.
You can't just.
Is this his girlfriend? Professional freelancer. Okay, maybe she works with him. Medical center. No, we didn't need to do that. Okay. Go look at some stuff here. Voice news, examine. You can trust news source from the Berlin and the Western world. Okay. Some pictures. Okay. The robot's telling me I should eat. Let's see, what's this? Food assembler. What was that thing in Star Trek? Where you could just like order whatever and it would just appear?
I didn't watch very much Star Trek when I was younger.
What was that called? Everybody wanted one, or everybody needs one of these. It just like makes whatever you ask for. Apartment door. Drawings. Let's see. Drawings were created by Nolan James. Okay. What's he gonna say? Simon. Simon got to say. Nothing.
Tracy.
I may speak, sir. Don't you want to know where your family is? In other news, it's been revealed today that the last month, blah, 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 blah. Hackers created vast numbers. Oh, it must be the network or the voice. Experts believe that either an organized crime network or a foreign service are acting behind the attacks. Well, tell me where my wife is and my family. Okay. Tracy. Where's Tracy? Miss Tracy is not in.
Yes, I can see that.
I can see that. She wanted me to inform her that she went to her parents for the weekend. Wanted to inform me.
She can stay there.
She can stay there.
James.
What about James?
She took him.
Correct, sir. She took him with him. He'll be back tomorrow.
You should do
Okay.
nothing.
You should do nothing. Tracy is knowledge. Tracy ever visit me in the hospital?
Does she even know that I had
Doesn't
an
she even know
accident?
that I had an accident? I can't say anything about that, sir. You can't, or you don't want to.
I don't understand, sir.
I don't understand. Exactly. Completely useless.
Useless.
You made it home. Well, welcome home, Baltimore. A long ride on the train. Tracy's
Tracy
intentions.
say why she went.
Why she went to her parents. How do you mean, sir?
What was
Her reason?
She only told me to.
Okay, well, that didn't really get us too far. He's holding out on the info. You have no idea what adorable means.
He likes me.
Oh, getting a little lippy. This robot, what you think? Let's see if he can play.
Sir?
Sorry, I had to take a drink, folks. Excuse me. Let's see if we can play. Well, how do you like that? A banner just hanging outside your window as an advertisement. Chords. Oh, I actually have to play. Well, let's move on from that. I thought it was like Midnight Sonata from Resident Evil and it just starts playing. More stuff to look through. The cloud is alive and well in the future. Okay, can we get out of here? Or is there like something we can go do? Start a mission. We've been wandering around the house forever. Oh. Thought somebody opened that door. Apartment door risk of break-in is very low. Security system of the door meets all standards of the United States of the West. Let's see. Uh-oh. Source of danger, pickup. Why doesn't the robot pick it up? The robot's like, that's not my job. You have Sector 2, Berlin, Central Danger, Level 1. Registered user, Nolan Richard. Yeah, the game actually has a unique look. It's a little bit of a you got to start out kind of game, where it's like probably you got to learn like a lot of the dialogue options. You got to learn how to deal with this or that. I don't think there's going to be shooting in the game or anything like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Wish your place looked like that. I know, that would be really cool. That would be really cool to be able to look out of the city like that. The bed I was already asleep in. Kiev. Oh, that's funny. It's still talking. Oh, he doesn't want to talk to me. Out of my way. I'm just like ordering this thing around left and right. Okay. There are a lot of rooms to this. Let's see, one more room. We haven't been in here.
Our future.
And what's this? Nanoscan report. A nanoscan.
Mars nonsense.
That Mars nonsense. She can't listen to me for once. Oh, she must have been planning to go to Mars without him. Okay. Every check there. The robot gonna talk to us? Nope. We're just yelling at him. We looked at the family photos. We looked in. There's nothing really to look at in there. We're there. What about these drawings? We haven't checked that out yet. With regards, he drew you pictures, really? Okay. Let's get around that corner. Check on our food again. Following ingredients are missing to assemble this product: honey, wheat, palm oil. Guess we'll have to find. There's that advertisement right there. This pops up right at your house. Geopolitical information on that map. Collaboration key. Nope. Now we're back to where we started. Okay, so we've checked out everything. What do we need to check out now? Got any ideas?
This is where I paused the game and stopped.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have any kind of missions? What is this thing? CleanBot. Is there a notepad? Like, I just checked. Oh, you know what, Baltimore? I didn't check the... There's that.
What happens if you go to the apartment door right behind you?
Okay, this is the same thing from our girlfriend or whatever.
You just try to leave.
Examine. It just gives you an examine kind of thing. I haven't been able to leave yet. What about this stuff? What this guy again?
Out of my way.
Out of my way. We looked at that. that.
For Berlin and the Western world.
Piano.
In Berlin,
Question, everyone. Yeah, I think we've gotten all the questions out of the way. Now we didn't look at these things.
attack within the last
May I ask who created the records?
My ex-partner.
Oh, he died.
I apologize, sir.
Maybe it's like exhaust all options by checking everything.
This stuff here made
Stuff here. Now he hates
I do not
me.
understand, sir.
Boy, our guy's like a
in Nairobi, tensions
prick.
remain high as between Eastern and Western.
He doesn't like his partners, his robot.
Well, you're also the prime suspect in this, right?
What's the crime?
The like terrorist attack or whatever, the bombing.
Oh, is that it?
I think so.
I think I got lost on that aspect.
I think it's supposed to be you can't remember, and it's supposed to be a like, were you the one behind it? I think,
Okay.
and that's why they call it state of mind, because you're not sure the
Right,
state
right,
of
right.
your own mind.
I can tell you what I do see. A Game Boy.
Martian colony
Right there.
energy
I
supply.
can't zoom in on it, but there's a Game Boy.
Settler group Mars,
Technology at its like level of peak.
according to is expected to be
About this thing. Can we do anything with this? Oh, that's just turning it on and off.
that last month cyber criminals
Well, we can't even get out of the door before the trial's over, or the game's over
and organized criminal
for us tonight.
secrets.
Don't see anything else. Like I said, the options here are skipping between. So the parents, your son, your friend Jennifer. Don't know who this woman is, but she's the one that was worried about us. Go to the kids' room. That's where we were. Did we miss something?
A summit of Eastern heads
Oh,
of
we
state
missed the blocks or the toys.
members of the summit
Toys,
to support
nothing.
and strengthen their fight. They endorse
Picture.
possible use of weapons.
Nope.
Tension between East and
It's got a hell of a view.
with a video message.
Yeah, nothing. I don't know. Maybe you gotta take a shower?
Suitable measure.
Maybe it's one of those things where like you have to start your day or something like this.
Receive more funding in order to give
Nope.
citizens of the West a our future.
Something to interact with. The picture. Yeah, we tried interacting with the picture.
You are helping. Applications now. Valid nanoscan.
Okay, maybe I'll talk to him while he's standing by. No, come here. You come over here.
A nanoscan takes
There we go. Out of my way.
this is
He has a panic attack. Okay, he's not having a panic attack yet.
Western world. In Berlin. Robotics production for
That must be where the robot
the
charges.
last few days.
The food assembler. I thought we were supposed to. It did say do something with the food assembler.
Western drone units.
Oh, like at the piano. Yeah, I think he already had one of those episodes when he was in there.
Smoke from
In the
multiple
child's
oil
room.
wells caused
Walk around
a
here.
drone attack by the
Maybe it's the
Eastern Security Zone
chess
has
set.
caused serious was destroyed.
Oh.
The Martian
book
colony
here.
has begun testing autonomous energy.
And then there's that thing we've looked at, and there's that screwdriver we've looked at. Piano. Let's try the piano one last time. Think, if we can't figure it out,
It has been revealed to
we're going to probably jump over to Children of Morta so we have some time to play that. Okay, these are modifications, playing the music. I don't know if there's something we have to play specifically, but we can't hear it on our end. It'll say interact along with the exam. Okay, yeah, we didn't have that option for that picture.
Experts believe that
I think we've clicked on every available thing on the floor.
search is on.
I couldn't figure out how to move forward.
The Ukrainian
You had the same thing, like you were stuck.
a summit of Eastern heads of state.
Oh, pinboard. Trace the self-scan to the colony of Mars. Oh, you can put things on here, it looks like. Okay, we'll go back to the child's room one more time, and if we can't, we're going to move forward. But the game, like I said, is 30 minutes. I'm sure you can find a tutorial that tells you exactly what to do.
President of the United States
Yeah, nothing.
reported that the West was prepared to meet any agreement. He also announced Mars colonization.
Let's go ahead and call it here. We'll go ahead and jump to the next game, and then we may revisit this one day because I'm curious about the game itself. It has the look and the feel, but yeah, when you can't get out the door,
Right.
that makes it a little tough.
Right.
But let's jump over to that. We're gonna get Children of Morta set up. Brooks is gonna play that one. He has never tried that, so you had already tried this and saved that piece of information. He couldn't get out of the room for himself up until the point where we were playing. No, it's one of those things where obviously I missed something. That's how I look at it. So you're gonna run with this. It is controller enabled. So I'm gonna run and grab. I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna go grab something. We'll do full screen first, and when I get right back, we'll jump to the windowed view. But Children of Morta is kind of cool. Brooks is gonna. Whoops, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Brooks is gonna start in a spot where he can now choose to go to different areas. Initially, there's a story right at the beginning where he's starting from. It's about 45 minutes into it, maybe 30,
Yep.
45, something like that. In the open, you basically now have the hub world available to you, which is the house. Oh, thank you, Baltimore. And if you go into the secret base, you can choose your first area, which is the caves, and it is a roguelite RPG. So you have a risk and reward type scenario where it's how far can you get in and get your stuff. So it felt a little bit like Moonlighter to me when we played that one. But I'm gonna be right back. I've got to go run and grab something to drink. My throat's still bugging me. So.
Four steps were to be taken in the correct order.
The what's that?
I said, The Office. Welcome back, folks. Well, I guess welcome back to me. I went out there to get something to drink, and they have all the machines closed down. And did you ever notice they lock the taps on the club soda now? They have these little things that will lock it in place that you can't use it. here. No WeWork. It's kind of funny. And then they shut down the coffee machine. That's alright. We can survive without it.
So what were you stuck with then?
I went and got a can of my own
Oh.
soda. You know, I had to fend for myself. That's all you can do. Someone jacking all the club soda at night. They do, I think. I mean, they must. I mean, obviously, club soda must be more expensive or more interesting than kombucha or cold coffee that sucks.
Yeah, it's not a White Claw machine.
White Claw. There was, I don't know, did you, sorry, I'm opening another club soda. We carry our own club soda here at the office.
I don't know that I like the only bow thing. I want another weapon.
Fixstar, you made a game. You made a game and you put it on Skura arcade games called Kill the Dragon Monster. It's your first and it's small. Well, we'll have to check that out. Do you have a link for it?
Left, Kevin.
We can check it out if you have a link. Yeah, for their 7 and 7 cocktails, that's what it is. Their Seagram 7 and Club Soda or whatever.
No, that's Thursdays at 10 in the morning when they do mimosas.
Yeah, the mimosas or whatever they're doing.
Which is actually a thing they do.
Do they still do that?
They did it like a week ago.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Or they must have done
Dragon Monster.
They must have
Kill
done
the Dragon Monster.
It must have, no, they did it the week you were out of town.
Oh, gotcha.
They heard Greg was gone. And the real fun started.
Yep, all the fun started. They were like, thank God. Oh, you did that in Construct. Gotcha. Fixstar. Understand now. Okay. I didn't know they called it Skura Arcade. I know Construct. It's the you know, the development tool. But I didn't know that Skura Arcade was their platform for showing off the games. What did you call it? Kill the Dragon Monster. Just go to newest games in the arcade. Okay, gotcha. Kill the Dragon Monsters. Newest arcade. I'm looking. Newest in the arcade. Okay. Let's see here. Where is that? I'm sure that they have a sort, right? Go that way. We'll figure this out. Like every storefront, they have so much content, it's hard for them to probably showcase everything all in one time. But what we can do is use Google to help us if their site's set up correctly. Let's see. Addicting. Kill the. Okay, see there. It's somewhere on the page now. They don't have a search or anything like that. Or am I missing their search icon? I saw it showed up in the thing, but it doesn't show here. So I have to kind of go through and find it. What do you think of the game so far?
Well, it's better now that I have something other than that crappy bow.
Yeah, the bow is like a character you unlock. He's the main character that you play with right away. Which I felt was a little bit stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and got a little bit more enjoyment out of running him. But do you see the risk and reward, like getting out of there? It is like, it feels a lot like Moonlighter.
It feels tremendously like that.
But you're not selling anything. I will find this, and then if I don't find it now, we'll find it, Fixstar, and then we'll post it again. Oh, there we go. Baltimore found it. Kill the dragon monsters. Create your own game. Oh, nice. Oof. How do I shoot him? Oop. I clicked off of it. Play it in full screen. Can I play with my mouse? Oh, you got me. I have to restart this. Look at these dragons going every which way. It's like asteroids. Come on. That is really cool, Fixstar. When did you decide to start making games? Or using, you know, are you doing it as a hobby, or is this something you wanted to do? Ooh, I got close to him. The closer, I can't shoot the dragon. That was weird. He did not want to be shot down. Oh, I got one. Oh no.
The
plane
halls
disappeared.
of Anea, so mesmerizing
No, that's cool.
in their magnificence, were to be found at the end.
Thanks for linking
of a
that in
long
chat.
road.
Baltimore.
And a
You got
hero
75
never
on there?
knows what is awaiting them at the end of a road.
I'll have to go and try it after we're done with the show and see what I can get to. 2 months ago, awesome. Yeah, Children of Morta is a great game. It's like I said, it's got this kind of feel of like a lot. Oh, you're a little rough. Taking some risks. Just ignoring that gold, or you've been enjoying Rogue-lite recently? Yeah, I've always enjoyed those. They've been some of my favorite. It's one of the first ones that I ever played was let me think. Spelunky? Is that like one of the first ones I've ever played? Like when they got pop, well, they weren't even popular, but that's when the indies started to like really hit them up. I thought it was Spelunky or Spelunker. Let me see. Spelunky. And I saw Man vs. Game playing it. So this was 10 years, well, 7 or 8 years ago. I guess it was 2013, so it would have been like a little bit over, about 6 years ago, a little bit over 6 years. And then I started streaming like right about that time. Maybe I saw it, maybe I was watching him like a year before that, because I know I streamed like for 7 years. Or, well, I streamed for like 4 years, but it's been like 7 years total. Yeah, Spelunky was one that I remember, the roguelike. And then the other one, that I really liked was, oh my god, it's been so long since I've played some of these games. I have to look.
How do you beam home?
Do you have to stand on the pad? Isn't it standing on the pad?
Well, that opens the door. Like, if I do this, do I lose my experience?
Go ahead and give it a shot. Enemies killed, morph gathered. No. There you go. Couldn't remember. God, what was the other game that I played that was... It would... So the problem is I have so many in this list that I would have to, like, get out of this and... I don't even know how I'd ever find the game right now. Oh, what's this? Death Roulette Spa? What is that? Death Roulette from... Is this one that you're playing right now, Baltimore? That is funny. What was that? That was... It was actually an early on game that I had bought. Can you sort your library from like earliest to latest? Pretty sure you could. It's indie, like a lot of games. And Rogue-lite. God, I'll be lucky if I can figure this out before we're done. Maybe I'll do it this way. There's so many games anymore on here. Oh, there it was. Where'd it go? Rogue Legacy. I don't know if anybody had ever seen that game, but Rogue Legacy was one that I got into, and that one had some really interesting components to it, where essentially your character you played, when they died, their lineage got passed down, and so did their traits and like defects and everything else. So like some of the characters, the next character you would get might be like super strong, but they might be dyslexic. So like all the words on the screen would be backwards, or like they might, like, I forget what some of the other ones were, but there was like one where you played upside down and you went in the opposite direction.
Sure.
So it was like all these different like factors. Okay, I never saw a man versus game play Death Roulette. Oh, and we were talking about that, Baltimore, about man versus game. He didn't move to Spokane. He moved to Vancouver, Washington. Right down by where those double jump people are. I thought he had moved to Spokane, because I remember we were talking about it, you and I thought his ex-wife moved to Seattle, and I think we said, like, no, he was moving to Spokane, which was weird, but he actually moved to, like, Vancouver, Washington. Yeah, so he lives right down by where that guy's, like, store is and all that, which is kind of funny. I wonder if he likes it. I haven't watched him. Yeah, you said Zeke had moved to Denver as well, so that was his buddy on Twitch. You got another character now. Well, I guess this is a two-player game.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either until I looked on the other side. Maybe it just unlocked. We have another controller here. Does it have batteries? It does not have batteries. I'll have to go get some. I'll be right back. Unless you don't want me playing, folks. Spelunky Roulette is like a metagame played in the chat. Viewers bet on how the player is going to die. And it's like, oh, that's funny. Okay, so they made like something to play along with. That's cool. I always like those Twitch games that actually had, you know, integration.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, let's see here. When you're done with this, do you want to hit that sync button on there?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Once you're done.
You want me to do what?
Hit the sync button on that little thing in the back. The Microsoft. Sorry, we have to play 2. This one is not synced up. I think we have to hit that in the back. Let's see, you gotta do it. It's looking. Try hitting it one more time. Sorry. Yep.
Have to hold it.
I don't think you do. Yeah, try it one more time. Almost like it wants to do it. Oh, there it went. Now I saw you disconnected. Yeah, this is couch co-op, so yeah, it would be nice to see if it actually runs. Dead Cells has really good. Yeah, I've heard the Dead Cells one isn't too bad. The integration they did. Well, if we can't get it working, that's not a problem. Sorry, man.
It's blinking right now. Is it still not?
It's trying. Is yours still connected? Yeah, yours is still connected. Like having an. I don't know what it is. It's like not. Let me try it this way. I'm going to unplug it. And we'll try it one more time. If it connects, we'll be able to go. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Okay. Now we might be able to do co-op here. I think you're in control, though. Hey, look at that. I'm going to choose her, not the bow person.
Come.
We'll see how this runs. I haven't tried this. Funny enough, I didn't even look that it had.
I didn't notice that either.
Wonder how many. Let me see here. So this game has been doing really, really well.
Yeah, it's really positive.
Press A to join. Okay, sweet. Look at that. I was gonna try and see like how many players it says. Just says multiplayer, split screen, co-op. Okay. So it must only be 2-player. She does the Naruto run. Now, do you use the right stick? Is that how you play it?
That's how I play.
That's how I was playing it too. I don't know why.
Well, you can walk backwards and swing forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like a twin stick, I guess.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. It somewhat reminds me of the one that the Tower 57 we played. Except this is all melee. Well, I guess there's the bow. But it reminds me of like the design of that as well in terms of like the way the characters look. There we go. Something up here. Oh, I guess we gotta go find that. Looks like I'm trying to invade Area 51. My hands behind my back. Get back to chat here. Yes. Yep. Put this one. This one, as you see, about the first 35 minutes on the page. So if you go to the games page on WildTangent, you'll see the first 35 minutes of like the beginning of the game, and then we started right up after that part. Nice. And there is no like accidental partner damage or anything like that.
And it looks like when one of you picks up health, I believe you both get it.
It does look like that, yeah, because you picked up some, and I think we both shared maybe the money as well. You watch those spikes. I ran right over that. Essentially, the storyline is the forest is being attacked, as far as I can remember, and the grandmother calls on the father to start like fighting this off, and then his kids get involved. So each of the children are characters that I think you can unlock and then play.
So I'm about to die, so I gotta go back home.
Yep.
And I think we each have skill points now, too, that we can spend.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, so he has all these children, and they all come in and they start helping their dad, essentially fend this off.
Let's see. So, I wonder if you buy these for both. Well, we're buying extra health.
There you go.
Let's see.
So online co-op is still in development, so you can only play couch co-op right now with the game.
Map he received from the refugee.
That is something coming down the road, but right now it's not available, so it's only sitting next to someone on your couch.
The right path, Anea Dia, spirit of the Caldipo Caves, rested.
Yeah, Morta is the world, Baltimore.
See, I'm trying to figure out how to get to the skill menu. Because I see the skill points next to the money,
RB,
but
and it's not letting you jump over?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. LB characters. Oh, do you have to choose your character first? And now can you go into the skills? Yeah, there you go.
Ah. Let's see.
It's a combination of hand-painted and pixel art framed. Frame by frame. It's crazy. A lot of work. Let's see. So there's that or this. It's almost like Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Sure.
in a way. Yeah, like I guess all of those are. So what's this? Fan of Knives or Frenzy? Release Flurry of Knives. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little, what do you want to call, two-player Diablo?
Yeah,
Right? Kind of dungeon crawler type thing going on?
Yeah, each character has the unique subset of skills. We gotta find. Oh, and it's probably what I'm taking. It's a what do they call that?
Procedurally
generated dungeons.
Yep.
The part I played through was all like, I think everybody plays through the same thing.
It's like story.
Yeah, yeah. I barely had gotten in here, and I figured, well, we'll just save it for when we can actually play on the show.
There's something right here.
You got any- Oh, sorry, you need me to go back with you. Nope. No good thing. Oh, there's spikes again. I don't notice those on the ground so much. Ooh, getting a little busy. Yeah, no, it's a nice game, Baltimore. It's definitely well worth trying, because there's a couple other ones like this that not exactly the same, but kind of fall into the same vein of gameplay. One was Endless Dungeons. That's a really good rogue-lite, same idea. That Tower 57 is pretty good. And then there's another game called Crawl, and it's a dungeon crawler roguelite game. So all of those are really solid in that genre. Yeah, Moonlighter is great. I like Moonlighter. It's a very fun game. It's not too difficult right now, Fixstar. I don't think that we actually... Oh, there's actually a evade button.
Yeah, like a dash?
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then it fills up. Yeah, but Moonlighter had that little advantage to where, like, oh, it's also like a shopkeeper style game where you can sell product.
And you can open up your store and
yeah. Cool. I did see the Christmas event going on out there.
Yeah.
We've got, like, where we're at in Bellevue, our office looks right down on the street where they do Snowflake Lane, which is connected to the mall, which is big here. So it's like these dancers and people that role play as, like, nutcrackers and stuff like that, dance for kids and all that. And it's pretty big. Hold to revive. I'm holding. Oh, you're the one that holds B. I mean, like, I'm holding B. What the hell's going on? Yeah, that Snowflake Lane is pretty big deal around Bellevue. Thanks.
It's just it's one of those, like, I've seen it like 9 years in a row now.
I didn't know that thing killed me. Don't hit that fountain-looking thing. Nice. Yeah, I know. I hit that damn fountain thing and it blew up on me. That round is so funny. I'm afraid to, like, swing at anything anymore because it'll blow up on me.
No, we're going back this way.
Oh yeah, you have a shield as well. Did you know that?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what this thing is.
It pulls you in. It's like a vacuum.
Oh, are we
Like a
supposed to do that? No.
No, it's more
Oh,
like a
you're
trap.
just saying it just
so
kinda
the enemy-
traps you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. These are the save points, I think, right here. There we go. Oh, that little thing is going to follow you.
Yeah, see, I couldn't figure out what to do once we're here. So.
B? No. Go straight through.
The thinnest strands.
Oh, now we're into the second level, so it must be a 2-level dungeon.
And walls. Evidence of the Silk Caverns living up to their name.
There we go. Your little robot friend or flying thing helps us. Oh, I'm getting into it a little deep. Ooh. Just in time for a little health. Nice. There, or you want to go over here?
Oh, doesn't matter.
Oh, that spider's huge. Just going for it. Just going for it. Nice. Oh, there's some health. Oh. I don't know what happened there. I slowed down. I wasn't able to swing as fast. I must have ran out of stamina even.
First you collect the money, then
Then
you
you
revive.
heal help. Yeah. My health only goes up by about 10% when you revive, so it's like, unless you find a health bottle.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yeah, you get
pretty
like
down
17 out
here.
of it. You stay in the I did die right there. At the
Right in the spikes. I don't even know that I'll be able to pick you up there.
It's pretty quick. Just go home. Perfect timing. I think we're close to the end of the show anyhow. That's exactly how it's done. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, that's kind of a cool little game.
Yeah, I think you get further into it. If you start with the beginning of it, obviously you get the story of what you're doing.
You can
it for.
definitely see some of the things they took some inspiration from.
Yeah, and then you open up more of the hub world, and you get like the workshop, which I had just opened up prior to us playing that, and then you can get different weapons, weapon upgrades, things like that. So it's got a lot of nice upgrade systems, and it definitely follows the right type of model to make a successful roguelike for sure. But that brings us to the end of the show. We're going to call it here. It was our first show back from a couple weeks, so a little bit behind on the games that we're playing because we were playing games from 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So hopefully we'll be catching up.
Yeah,
next week.
I don't think we lose that many shows in December on Thursdays. It's the Wednesday ones that kind of get cannibalized here because we have the holidays, so we miss a couple of Wednesdays. Whereas in the past, the way the holidays have been falling, we've been actually missing a couple of the Thursdays. So we'll be here for Thursdays.
Yeah.
But Wednesdays, I don't. Yeah, because Tuesday and Wednesday are the holidays this year.
Yeah, we won't be able to do the Wednesday show. I don't know. We'll have to see about the Thursday show in between, because of the way it falls. But the week before Christmas and the week after New Year's, or that week of New Year's, we'll be back and doing things normally, or there won't be any changes, things like that. But yeah, we're happy to be back. We've got Brooks at full health, so I think we'll probably check and see what we'll be playing next week and let everybody know a little bit earlier. This one was up for 2 weeks because I knew that we were going to try Children of Morta. But like I said, we're about a week behind in terms of the games. So we'll get those caught up as well and figure out 2 games to play next week. But hope everybody has a great weekend and definitely enjoy playing games. And we will talk to you next Thursday, same time, 6 p.m.
Talk
here
soon.
on YouTube. See ya. Thanks, folks.